Hello and welcome back to INMR. In today's podcast, I'm going to be talking about every Premier League team's best player so far this season. We're about a third of the way through the season, so I thought now would be a good time to have a look at what players are performing the best for their team. Now, not everyone's going to have the exact same answer, so today what I'm going to do is go via the data. We're going to be using FotMob's ratings. They collect this data using hundreds of different stats per match, and that's going to decide who the best player has been. We're only going to be using Premier League stats as well, so if they've done really well in the Carabao Cup but not the Prem, then they're not going to get in. So without further ado, let's start off with Arsenal, and they have put Bukayo Saka top, 4 goals and 5 assists already, an 82% shot accuracy, 32 chances created. He has been very good. You can't really disagree with this one. He was a key player for them last year. He's been just as vital this season. He's had a brilliant start and has even shone in games where Arsenal haven't been the greatest, and he's still continued to do very well. In my opinion, one of the best wingers in the league, and I think there's an argument for the world at the moment. He is also the joint top rated player in the league so far across this whole ranking today. And he is alongside a very, very good player who we'll be speaking about a bit later on. Aston Villa's best player is Douglas Luiz. He's been rated 7.62, 5 goals, 2 assists so far this season, 703 successful passes, 16 chances created. Yes, 3 out of those 5 goals have been from the penalty spot, but he's had a brilliant impact anyway. Ollie Watkins fell short in second. He's had an amazing start too, but Douglas Luiz just nicked it. With his stats across all areas of the pitch, he's a great midfielder, and it's clear to see why he's linked with a couple of top 6 clubs at the moment. Bournemouth, there's been nothing impressive about their season so far. Getting rid of Gary Neal has proved to be a big mistake, but their top ranking performer is Marcus Tavernier. He's had 2 goals and 1 assist. He's got a 75% shot accuracy, and he's made 23 successful dribbles. In terms of the stats, yes, he's been top, but I do think there's an argument for Dominic Solanke, who I think's been pretty good. As I said, it's not been a brilliant start for Bournemouth, but they'll be hoping to improve. Tavernier leads the line with a 7.14 rating. For Brentford, it's Christian Norgard, another one that surprised me quite a lot actually. He's had 1 goal, 1 assist, he's won 75 duels and created 12 chances, but the reason it's shocked me is because Brian Buemo has been so good, but he's missed out by 0.04 points. So it was very close for Brentford. And although Norgard has 6 less goal contributions, he has been better across all areas of the pitch according to the data. So he has got a rating of 7.41. Can't really complain with that. On to Brighton then. I was quite interested for this one. I'm going to have more of an opinion on this one because I see Brighton play week in, week out. Stats say it's Pascal Gross. Can't really argue with that. He's had 2 goals and 3 assists, 28 chances created, 797 passes complete. Solly March and Enciso were above him. Enciso had ridiculous stats because he's hardly played any games but did well in the ones he did. So I think he was like an 8.8 rating, but obviously he was injured and only played 2 games. Solly March was within 8. I think he was only a few above Pascal Gross, but of course because he's injured as well, he does not count for this one. Gross, I mean, he's a club legend. There's no surprise he's top of the list. He's been amazing this season and he seems to get better and better each year that goes by. He's very consistent. You know what you're going to get from him. And in my opinion, he is a very underrated midfielder. And he has come in with a final rating of 7.47. Moving on to Burnley, I don't really know how they can have a best player so far this season, considering the start they've had, but they do. He is the lowest rated best player, I believe, in this podcast. It is Josh Brownhill. He's got a rating of 6.97. He's had 2 goals, no assists. He's won 83% of his tackles, created 12 chances. He's the best of a bad bunch, really. They've been really disappointing this season. Many expected Burnley to come up and do really well, like Brentford have done in the past, Sheffield United have done in the past, but it's been the total opposite. Brownhill's been their best player, but to be honest, it's difficult to be a great player in a side that's struggling so heavily at the moment. Chelsea then, Conor Gallagher wins it with a rating of 7.59. He's had no goals, 4 assists, 76 duels won, 20 chances created. He has been superb this season. Every game he's just everywhere for 90 minutes. To come above Sterling and Palmer, considering the form they're in at the minute, just shows how brilliant he's been across all areas for Chelsea. From being on the brink to leaving to becoming their best player, it's been a really impressive redemption from the young midfielder, and I'm looking forward to seeing what more he can do with what's left of the season. There's still a long time to go, so it's obvious that he's only going to get better and better, but just to see what heights he can reach, I'm really intrigued to see. Crystal Palace are up next then, and Eberechi Eze wins with a rating of 7.48. He's had 2 goals, 1 assist, 86% pass accuracy, and he has created 22 chances. The players that were just behind were pretty good consistently so far this season. Crystal Palace as a whole have been quite good. It's just that they haven't managed to get the results sometimes. They just lost 2-1 to Luton. The Spurs game, I didn't think they were bad. I think there's been occasions where they have actually been pretty good. They just haven't managed to get over the line and actually get points from games where maybe they have been on top. Eze has also been really good in terms of dribbling. Only Jeremy Doku has more successful dribbles per 90 in the league, and you can't complain with that. Doku is an absolute joke. Eze is a joy to watch, and I'm sure it won't be long before he makes a move to a top club. For now though, I'm sure Palace will be glad that he's on their side, as he has had a positive impact on their play so far this season. Next up is Everton. Their key player has been Vitaly Mykolenko with a rating of 7.45. He's had 2 goals, no assists, 21 tackles won, 47 duels won. He's been much better this season already than last. The Crystal Palace game in particular, he was not only great defensively but going forward too. He seems very capable in both situations, which is what Everton need now more than ever. They've really got their backs up against the wall with this 10-point deduction. Fulham's best player has been João Paulinho. He's got a rating of 7.2. He's got 2 goals, no assists, 83.5% pass accuracy, 88 duels won. Very impressive. In terms of defensive actions, he's better than 99% of midfielders in the Premier League. On top of that, he's got a brilliant strike on him that saved his side this season. The Brighton draw is a prime example. It's clear to see that he's a great player and one that Fulham would be struggling without. Mo Salah is Liverpool's best rated player. He is the other top rated player in the league alongside Bukayo Saka with that 7.97, and it's no surprise. 10 goals, 5 assists, 96 touches inside the opposition's penalty area, 29 chances created. He's the top goal scorer and assister at the club this season. A world-class player, so that is really no surprise. His stats are just ridiculous already. He's a massive threat in front of goal, which is highlighted by the stats such as the, just under 100 touches inside the box. Only Erling Haaland has more goal contributions than him in the league this season. Luton Town are up next. Their highest rated player is Chiedozie Ogbene. 1 goal and 1 assist, 20 successful dribbles, 11 chances created. In terms of goal involvements, he's contributed less than Carlton Morris, but overall data says that he has been better. Morris only scored 6.68, whereas Ogbene got 7.06, so it shows that, you can get as many goals as you like, but if you're not doing it all over the pitch, you're not going to get those ratings. He's got brilliant defensive stats for a winger, so I think that's what's helped him out. Of course, Luton are having to defend a lot, so his impressive stats in that field are what have pushed him into top spot. Manchester City, they've got Rodri ranked as the best player, 3 goals, 2 assists, 1,035 successful passes, 55 duels won. Arguably City's most important player. You saw how much they struggled without him. In my opinion, he's one of the best, if not the best, in his position worldwide, and he's a player who's got it all in both attack and defence. He's got the most accurate passes per 90 in the league and also the most accurate long balls per 90. It's no wonder City's attackers get so many goal contributions each season when they've got Rodri behind them supplying the goods. Unreal player. He has got a 7.96 rating on FotMob. Over to the other side of Manchester, we have got the Red Devils. Bruno Fernandes has been their highest rated player so far. 3 goals, 3 assists, 53 accurate long balls, 36 chances created. I mean, you have to appreciate how talented Bruno Fernandes is. Not everyone likes him, but you can't deny that he is an unbelievable footballer. He's been questioned time and time again, but he always seems to have an answer. He's created the joint most chances in the Premier League so far. He is brilliant. He's in a team that's struggling at the minute, so it's always harder to showcase your ability, but I think he's still done really well. He has got a rating of 7.75. Newcastle United, their best player is Kieran Trippier. No goals, 6 assists, 60 duels won, 35 chances created. As we just mentioned, he's created the most chances in the league alongside Bruno Fernandes. 6 assists already, only Pedro Neto has more. Newcastle haven't got it easy this season with all the European football, alongside a huge injury problem at the club, but Trippier is leading the squad well, and by example too, which I think has helped them massively during what can only be described as a really tricky time for them at the moment. So far, he has got a rating of 7.6. Moving on to Nottingham Forest, Morgan Gibbs-White takes first place. He's had 1 goal, 2 assists, won 73 duels and 75% of his tackles. It's a pretty obvious choice. Awani had a good start, but he wasn't doing it all over the pitch like Morgan Gibbs-White, another midfielder who is brilliant in both defence and attack. You can already see his good defensive stats, but he's also in the top 15% of Prem midfielders in terms of chances created and has had 52 touches in the opposition's penalty area, highlighting his ability going forward as well. He finishes off with a rating of 7.2. Sheffield United's best player has been Ollie Norwood. 1 goal, no assist, 20 tackles won, 46 duels won. Yes, he's only had 1 goal contribution, but what a moment that was, that penalty in the final moment to win Sheffield United's first game of the season. He's in the top 7% for defensive actions per 90. He's doing a good job in a side that are one of the favourites to get relegated this season. So once again, it's no surprise that he has been ranked as their best player. He's got a rating of 7.07. Tottenham Hotspur, this one is going to surprise a lot of people. The injury of James Maddison has knocked him off the top spot, so it is Pedro Porro. He's finished above Vicario and Son. So yeah, Pedro Porro, second place, but he is first in terms of people that are fit to play right now. No goals, 3 assists, 67 duels won and 17 chances created. Porro has been much better this season than last. I think Postecoglou has had a big impact on that. When he joined, he wasn't good at all, in my opinion. I think we were all watching him thinking, God, what a waste of money, what have Spurs done? But this season, he's been brilliant to watch. That new modern fullback, overlapping, joining on the attack, overloading the box. It's football that you like to watch, and he is performing that role really well. Pedro Porro has been rated 7.54. West Ham have done really well so far this season. They've got a lot of great players in their side. Taking top spot though is James Ward-Prowse. 2 goals and 5 assists, an 87% shot accuracy and 30 chances created. What a signing he has been. Everyone knew what he was capable of from his time at Southampton, but since joining this West Ham side, he seems to have got even better. He's such a clever footballer, and it's great to see him thriving in a side that can just enjoy their football as they don't have to worry about relegation this year. He's shown that he can do it on the big stage too, with some top performances in the Europa Conference League. James Ward-Prowse has a rating of 7.62. Final team is Wolves, and their top rated player was originally Pedro Neto, who had the most assists in the league with 7, but he's currently out with a hamstring injury until mid-December, so in that case it goes to second place, and that is Hee-Chan Hwang. He's got 7 goals and 2 assists this season. He's completed 20 successful dribbles and created 11 chances for his side. Hwang has scored all of his shots on target so far this season, showing just how emphatic he can be in front of goal. He's a player in great form at the minute, who I'm sure has plenty more to show as the season progresses. He has a rating of 7.41. So that is all of the players. I'm sure there's going to be people that disagree, because I certainly do with a few of these. But according to the data, this is every single team's best player. That is where I'm going to end today's podcast. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll be back soon with another one.